greet you in the name of the true and ever-living God who bless, redeem, and sanctifies. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be so acceptable in thy sight, O God, my rock and my salvation. Pray with me, loving Father, help me to cultivate disciplines so I am more able to receive what you have to tell me and more willing to do what you require. May I not only come to you with my needs, my praise, and my thanksgiving, but make a habit of spending time in worship listening. Help me not to allow the distractions of social media as the busyness of life drawn out of your still, small voice. Help me to be guided in all things by you, rather than my own imperfect judgment. This is my prayer in Jesus' name. Amen. Good morning, St. Mark's family, and those who are joining us on Facebook. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The famous singer, Jim Reeves, as many of you know, had a song that said, "I'd rather have Jesus than silver or gold. I'd rather be his than riches untold." In today's gospel, Luke in his 12th chapter and the 49th verse says, "I came to bring fire to the earth, and how I wish it was already kindled." I look to the meaning of the word kindle, and it says inflame as the passions, to rouse, to provoke, to excite to action. Today, this is Jesus giving it all to us, wrapped in a nice bundle. And the Greek pronunciation, anapato, still means to catch a fire. In one of Bob Marley's many albums, he had an album named Catch a Fire, and there was a song that says, "War, no more trouble." And it says, "And until there's no longer first-class and second-class citizens of any nation, until the color of a man's skin is no significant than the color of eyes, I got to say war." And if you listen to this gospel today, whoa, you feel Jesus is telling us, throwing out everything we have learned for the last 4 weeks, and telling us he's coming to bring fire. Luke has placed this gospel at the end of this chapter. And quite amazing if you went back and followed the last couple of weeks. He was teaching us how to be a good Samaritan, how to be a good neighbor. He was telling us how to share what you have. Don't build up riches because you don't know when the time is going to come. He was telling us about the visit to Martha, Mary, and the hospitality. Now he's basically telling us today it seems that forget all of that. Just come out and go after each other. But I tend to think of this gospel as totally different. Jesus is in the heart of his ministry, and the Pharisees and the Sadducees are realizing that he's now starting to get a following. And they're saying to themselves, can we stop this man? Or should we just form a team and go and join him? Even his disciples, can we find a common ground where we all can just get along? But Jesus is making it clear today that that's not what his Father sent him on the earth to do. His Father sent him on the earth to start a new way of living, to take what I call the comfortableness out of us and start anew. A way to see the journey that we're all going on in this world. This gospel falls that if you look around our country, we find so many divisions. We find so many ways that we see not what we have in common, but we see what we have in differences. Even as Christians, the interpretation of Jesus' message becomes so different if you speak to different people. But it's clearly that Jesus' message has one thing in common: to focus on living a new life. I always say it so often, we keep hearing everyone says, our children are not going to survive. We look at them and we say to ourselves, if I'm not here, what are they going to do? We tend to feel Sorry that we are not leaving them a world that they're going to make it. But I just want to share a secret with you. Your parents felt the same way about you. They didn't see that you were going to make it. But you are here. And it becomes simple because I liken it to when you plant a tree. And you see all the beautiful flowers and the wonderful branches, and the birds of the air are singing and just enjoying the beauty. But you know there is possibility that those flowers can wither and the leaves can break. But you always know what is the key to the beauty is the foundation, the roots of that tree. You know that is all watered and placed well. The possibility exists. And yes, parents, your parents knew that they placed the good water in you. And you have made it this far. And as long as you are doing the same thing for your children, then it's going to be okay. But what we ask of you, and what I ask of you, and what I ask of myself, is that we keep doing what is right, or what we know the best can. Thanksgiving and Christmas used to be a fun thing. Families would drive all across the country, fly all across the country. They come and celebrate each other. I haven't seen my sister, I haven't seen my brother-in-law for many years, and I can't wait to sit at the table. In the last couple of years, I've heard people dreading Thanksgiving. Because we have come to the divisions in ourselves and not even finding where we can just find common ground and get along. You even hear these little things like Thirsty Thursdays, where we have these family members that we have found a way so much to pull apart rather than to find what the common ground is. Jesus is trying to get us back into it. And he made it clear. He made it very clear, not just him, but Luke brought it together pretty clearly in the first chapter of his gospel. And he said it in the 50 and the 53rd verse, when Mary recited the Magnificat. In that 50th verse it says, His mercy is for those who fear him from generation to generation. He has shown strength in his arms. He has scattered the proud in the thoughts of their hearts. He has brought down the powerful from their thrones and lifted up the lowly. He has filled the hungry with good things, and the rich he has sent away empty. It was there. From Mary telling us in the Magnificat, the son that she had brought into this world was not going to come and just have it easy. We were going to have challenges, and each day, each of us have challenges. I was reading the history of the formation of St. Mark's how it got here. And the priest who was at St. Peter's at the time, who would travel once or twice a month, and he met the McCoy family and the other families that were here who wanted something different. They liked the church we were at, but they wanted something different. They wanted a more enriching life of ministry, of Jesus' ministry. I say that because the good thing about the Episcopal Church, we have built such a big tent that no matter who you are, we have space for you. There's always space in the Episcopal Church for you. But to say that was the message that really, he traveled here so often for this new message, horrendous places. And one of the great stories in that message at the beginning of this church, he had gone away and he had started that they were going to build a church. And he got a message that the money was not going to be there. And they need to stop. He was away in convention in Chicago. So you have to think in the 1800s, and he's in Chicago and in North Carolina. And he sent back my message that I will be responsible. Continue building. He said he didn't know where he was going to get the funds from, and he didn't know where they were going to come from. He said when he got back, the church was almost finished. And he was not responsible because they had found the way to do it. It's amazing. It's 100 and something years later. And St. Mark's is in the same situation again. We've taken on a mission that seems so daunting. But we have now, as Paul told the people today, the Hebrew people, we walk by faith and not by sight. We know where the journey is because the journey is Jesus Christ and that's the cross. My brothers, the testimony that Mary did in the Magnificat. And the testimony that each and every one of us can live in our lives. Can see that the fire that we believe is coming. It's not a fire to burn us out. It's a fire to lift us up. You look at the church this morning and you see the lit candles and the stillness. What are the candles? The candles are the light of Christ that continues to burn in our hearts. The cross is there to find our salvation. Jesus didn't come to just tell us it was going to be easy. Because then God would not have had to send His Son to teach us the new life. You know that famous saying, no pain, no gain? My brothers and sisters, we know in our lives, many of us will say, well, I need to lose weight, and I'm going to go into the gym. But if you're just going to the gym and just walk half a mile on the treadmill and says, okay, I'm working out. When you look at the scale, it's going to look the same. But if you commit yourself to work hard at it, a couple of months later, you will then feel the results side it, as it. That's what Jesus is telling us. There will be pain, but the gain. And what Paul said this morning in the Hebrew, that what we see as the gain to the cross. The great writer C.L. Lewis once observed that when Christian people think that they're followers of Jesus, it's like being a horse that gets trained to run a little faster than it used to run. But in reality, Lewis wrote, just doesn't want a horse that can run so swiftly. Jesus wants to give us a horse with wings and teach us how to fly. He doesn't want us to just be regular. He wants us to show us what the new life is. It's quite interesting also. What was the first miracle of Jesus? He was turning water into wine. But it's clearly understood. Remember what the story said when Jesus turned the water into wine. He says, normally they serve the best wine first. And when you are drunk, then they bring the bad one because they figure you don't know the difference between the good and bad. But it's clear to understand what the message that Jesus is telling us. Not just about the good and the taste of the wine. Jesus was telling the old that has been there before is now behind us. I am giving you a new wine that will make you live forever. A new way for us to journey in this world, my brothers and sisters. No pain, no gain. The fire that we may feel will come amongst families is not a fire of anger and division. It's a fire to ask us, how can we all be one? How can we all reconcile? How can we find where we don't disagree, but where we can agree? Where we can come to the altar together and says, God, I am a sinner, looking for your divine mercy. My brothers and sisters, we must stay Christ-centered. Jesus' entry is like coming into our homes with a wrecking ball and tearing the place down, only to give us a new dwelling, which is more like the kingdom He promised us. Like a wrecking ball, tearing it down, but He doesn't leave us here. He lifts us up. And my brothers and sisters, it starts with baptism. And that sets us as a communion with Jesus, which burns like a fire that our lives and business and trust can start all over. The world we're in will bring us challenges. People and friends are not going to always see things the way we do. Because we have to always remember that when God made us, He made us alive. He made us uniquely special in His eyes. That's why we're called children of God. As the conflict will come, we will have to make choices. But as long as we keep Jesus as our focus, we don't see it as part-time. Don't make Him part-time. Make Him full-time. Because Jesus then said, I promise to be with you sometimes. He said, I promise to be with you always. What a special gift. But what we need to do as followers is to be with our brothers and sisters always. The fire that will kindle in our hearts is the fire that Jesus wants us to show for the same love. Because Jesus knew where His end was going to be, on the cross. This morning we were training our athletes, and I said to them, the most important ministry in all of the church is to carry the cross. Because when you're carrying the cross, every Sunday you're carrying Jesus. Because it was Him who carried the cross, just not for me or for you, but our entire world. It's a burden. So when you carry that cross on Sundays, you carry it with the love of Jesus Christ upon you. Because that's where we will all find our salvation. As He said, I came to bring fire to the earth. And how I wish it was already kindled. How I wish it was already kindled. My brothers, let's keep walking by faith and not by sight. The race is not for the swift, but he or she who endures to the end. Amen. Please stand as we reaffirm our faith by together saying our Nicene Creed. We believe in one